I'm here with the boys. We're outside Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Leicester City 0. It has been up and down, particularly at Old Trafford, but definitely this season as well. What have you made of it today?
I just think it was very professional today. Like 1-0 up in the first 8 minutes, I think, and then we just held out for the full 90. I didn't think we played too well, but I think defensively, like MAGUIRE was like amazing today. I think, but yeah, at the change.
What did you make of Lindelof alongside him? Because he's been under pressure.
Yeah, I actually said before the game that we should give Tuanzebe a game today, because even himself, he said the other day that he played horrible for Sweden in the international break. So I thought we should have started Tuanzebe today, but he played really well today, considering how much pressure he's under. But like I thought, some of the changes that he made, I think should have been starting. Like Fred should have been starting over Matic. Thought he was very bright when he came on. Yeah.
Fred did change it a little bit in the second half.
It's a good performance. Like, what can you complain about that? It's a clean sheet, 1-0 at home against a tough side. Like, personally, I thought we were going to get beat today. I definitely thought we was going to get beat.
Starting lineup as well, but I thought Scott McTominay was fucking class today in the midfield, breaking it up. Yeah,
he ran the show, and we just looked very composed on the ball. We had a game plan, and it looked like we stuck to it today, which is good. Whereas against Palace, we was a bit all over the place. Looked like we didn't know what we were doing.
Turn up against the big teams and the big games. Like, look at this. If someone said to me, "Would you take 3 points against Leicester, draw away at Wolves, and then 3 points against Chelsea?"
So you think that's maybe something with Ollie then? Because last season we beat Spurs, we beat Arsenal away. We do all this. Tactically, he doesn't know how to break down.
Like I said with Palace, they just sit back and defend. But Leicester want to attack. And then when they come to attack us, we can break with the likes of Daniel James, who was unbelievable today. I thought he looked very good.
Vardy quiet all game. I thought Maddison did run the show for them. He was like, it's shown.
You think we should be signing him?
Definitely.
Yeah,
January.
You seen like, you know, when Rashford was kicking off in the corner, you seen MAGUIRE just chatting to him. You seen him chatting to Wan-Bissaka. You seen him chatting to like all the England boys. So he knows a lot of the players, and I think he's exactly the type of player we need, because. Other than Rashford's free kick and other than Rashford's penalty, we created nothing.
Yeah,
without Pogba, we do lack that creative.
That creative player, and like you look at City again, they bring in a creative player when one gets injured. We've got no one to bring in, and it looks like we're not even willing to bring Gomez.
They've got about 3 on at the same time. They don't need to bring.
That's the thing with City. Like, they have so many creative players that it doesn't matter if De Bruyne or Silva were to get injured. They can just bring in, or even bring in Sane, put him on the wing, move Bernardo midfield, and they still be as creative. Where we lose Pogba, and
just at a different level, right?
You lose Pogba.
With a few more signings though, we're getting there. We're gonna get there. I feel like if we stay with this manager, and
is Ollie the man? Do you think?
I think he is.
That's the thing. We need to stop turning into a club like Chelsea or Spurs, where, well, not Spurs recently, but especially Chelsea, where like they call for a manager's head after a month or 2 months. I know he's been in a lot longer, but like if you look at his first 17 games, he had like something like a 90% win rate. But even his last 17, he's had like 20% win rate. He's won 4 games in his last 17. But look at, like, we don't have many good players on option, do we really?
It looks to me though like they want to play for the badge when under Ollie. Like with our
changed the mentality, hasn't he?
Definitely. He's obviously got hold of the dressing room and said, "Listen here, like, come on, we need to sort this out." And you can tell by the players that they're working harder. I think pressing the ball a lot more.
We are close to something, but if you look, there's like just a lot of little things we can work on. Like,
we just need to bridge the gap.
Yeah, like a little time today where Daniel James went on a run, lost the ball, he stood and then like moaned about it. Like, he needs to be getting it into the reds. That they need to be like chasing down every ball. They need to only allow the opposition to have the ball for a little bit. Leicester dominated possession today, and then we had Mata in midfield as well, playing on the wing, and I thought he was awful today.
Because we hear talk about some players aren't happy with the way we're playing football, and they feel Ollie might be a little tactically naive. Do you see that?
I think Ollie, like, tactically, like, he's not really been proven yet, as he's only been to Molde. I know he was the youth manager here, but in terms of over a season in a big league like the Premier League for a big club like us, it's hard to see whether tactically he's going to be right in the future. But for now, I think you've just got to stick with him and trust him what he's doing in his philosophy.
And you've just got to trust in the process, because it's going to take time.
Like Van Gaal there.
It's going to take trust in the process.
What he's doing though is he is trying to play attacking football, which I think we can all bear with. Yeah. Whereas in like, it was negative football under Van Gaal and Mourinho at times, but then like in games like this today and in games like Chelsea and in games at Wolves, you could tell that he wanted to win the game. Like, there was always questions whether Mourinho was going for a draw against big teams, whereas like today you could see we did want to win the game, but it's just the quality that isn't there like a lot of the time.
What's your I know everyone says top 4, but do you want to see this season? Are we in the top 4? I don't even look.
Fourth.
Yeah, we're 4th at the minute.
Level on points to Spurs.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not exactly.
It's not as bad as it feels.
No, obviously Arsenal have a game in hand, but we're not out of it just because we've had a couple of bad results go our way. We aren't out of it, but if we keep, I think if we get a nice run of momentum now, like we've got Astana or whatever they're called on Thursday, we should be overrunning them. But then again, do you want him to bring in the youth players, give them a go?
He'll play the youth on Thursday. He'll play Mason, Angel. I think they'll.
What is going on with Mason? He's the only one that hasn't been dropped back into the 23s. He's always been with the first team squad this season, but he doesn't play.
Yeah, he needs confidence. He looks like a confidence player to me.
When he came on against Southampton, he did that little step over and had that shot. I mean, he was dangerous, but he's still only 17, so you've still got.
He brings him on in like the 80th, 81st minute, and expects him to change the game. And it's a hard game, like against Palace, he was on for a lot longer, and I don't think he offered us much. But last week against Southampton, or the couple of weeks ago against Southampton, he brought him on with like 5-10 minutes to go and expects him to do something. And like he's shown what he can do, but I think he's a player that needs to grow into the game. Like you can't expect him to bring him on and then he's 17, and I think he needs to start a lot more games and play a lot more minutes.
Man of the match today?
McTominay or Maguire.
Bossed it. He bossed it.
I don't even count Wan-Bissaka in the man of the match anymore because he's just another.
I know it's early days, but I just feel like I said this to someone earlier. His base level of performance is always very good. It's never 8
out of 10 every game guaranteed.
New Irwin.
I don't get like Harvey Barnes. I think he's very dangerous for Leicester. And every time he got the ball today, he ran at him, and I was never worried on Wan-Bissaka's side, not once.
In our team, there's a lot of inconsistent players, and he looks like one who is always going to be consistent for us, and he's always going to put in a solid performance, no matter how anyone else is playing, which we need. Like the likes of Pogba, he'll have a world-class game, and then he'll go rubbish again. But likes of Wan-Bissaka, they're putting in performances week in, week out. So we need more players like that.
Maguire's the same, and we've now got that in the defence.
If you look, it's all of Ollie's signings that he's brought in that are actually like leading the team and showing the team how to play. Exactly.
Like he was nominated, James, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka are our 3 best players. And
signings have been good. We just never had enough of them.
Exactly.
We brought in the wrong ones. That's the thing. Like we've always gone for the big names, but maybe if we go for more like proven players like Maddison, who from the Premier League to bring in. It'll make our team better and stronger. That's how I feel, anyway.
We do have a good core, I think. I think Rashford does need still a lot of work. He's very naive, but
the thing is, it didn't even look like we missed Pogba that much today. I don't think we missed creativity. But that wise, but in terms of a solid team performance.
You see how Matic and McTominay were deep today. With Pogba ahead of them, I feel like we have a little bit of.
I do think we defended very well, but then again, I can't stand Matic starting games. There was a time when Damari Gray, who was very poor today, was just running down the wing, and he took. You could see it from a mile off. Any fan could see it, and he just took one touch round him, and he just stood there, and it's like you're a professional footballer.
He does not move the ball quick enough. He's playing for one of the best clubs in the world, the best club in the world, and he just stands there and don't move the ball. The ball comes to him, and it's like he don't know what to do with it. Like he needs replacing definitely. Like I think McTominay can step in and do that, but we need another midfielder.
The first game he started this year, to be fair though, so like Ollie is transitioning him out of the squad. He started McTominay and stuff, but yeah, Matic can't play a lot for us now. Matic can't play.
Who was your man of the match?
McTominay, I think.
McTominay or Maguire? And Wan-Bissaka don't count apparently. Cheers, guys.